guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and in today's video, it's been a while, so it's time to film another Empties video. So if you guys want to hang out and hear about my trash and products that I have completely used up and my thoughts on them, then just keep on watching. Okay, so my little drawer is completely full. I mean, a decent amount of this is like bigger things, so hopefully it's not as full as it appears. I see a lot of duplicates, so I'm going to try to pull duplicates all at the same time. But first things first, I finished up an SGX NYC Blaze Heat Protectant Primer Spray. This is my favorite heat protectant. It protects my hair and it smells really good, and I like the nozzle. Super cheap too. I get mine from Target, but really, really good. Love that. On the same brand, I also finished up an SGX NYC, the Do It All 3-in-1 Dry Texture Spray. I spray this in my hair all the time. I'll do it to honestly, I don't even use hairspray anymore. I just use this. It probably doesn't hold my hair as well as like a hairspray would, but first of all, it smells really fucking good. But I have the type of hair that is, I have a lot of hair. It's not thick, it's not fine, it's very much in between, but it's very, very, very soft in the sense that it's very silky, that the first day after I wash my hair is too soft to the point where it kind of just has a mind of its own and is just it's just too soft. I don't know how to explain that. So something like this absolutely just adds a little bit of grit and texture to my hair. I almost said to my skin, to my hair, that just makes it a little bit just more manageable. It just kind of keeps it in its own lane. I also have a lot of layers in my hair. I do my hair wavy like this a lot, and I love to do a big puffy ponytail. I also love to do a really big messy bun, and this is the kind of product that just helps me achieve all of those things. Trying to get all of these really big things out of the way. I finished up a very large Garnier Micellar water. This is the blue one, so it has the oil in it. I already have opened up another one. However, with that being said, once I am done with that one, I'm not going to be purchasing from this brand anymore because they are not BDS safe, and that just is what it is. I also finished up an Ava NYC Therapy Session hair mask. This does smell just like the spray that everyone loves. It smells a lot like their shampoo and conditioner of the same name. I will admit that I don't think this was revolutionary for my hair. It's also very, very thick. You have to really work it into your hands first before you can get a smooth, even amount through your hair. It was fine. It kind of just felt a little bit more like a regular conditioner than something that was super deep conditioning. I finished up 2 of the e.l.f. Whoa Glow Sun Touchable sunscreen. Hands down, my absolute favorite sunscreen to use. Hydrates my skin really well. I love the glow that it gives. It's got a little tiny bit of I don't want to call it coverage, but it has some level of pigment to it that does kind of start to correct any discoloration on my skin. Love it so much. Will continue to repurchase. On the same vein, I also finished up an e.l.f. Pure Skin Cleanser. I have another one in my shower already, and one of the last times I went to Target, I knew that I was about to be done with this one and that I was going to pull the last one out of my backups, and I was like, let me just grab one more just to have it on hand. They had it on clearance for 50% off, so I'm not sure if e.l.f. is discontinuing this. I don't know. I'm getting a little uncomfortable with the way that Ulta and Target are carrying e.l.f. products. I don't think by any stretch of the imagination that either of those stores are going to stop carrying e.l.f. e.l.f. is fucking massive. But this was on clearance. Whether they were just trying to move older product to bring new product in, I don't know. Or they just put it on clearance just to have a little sale. I don't know. But on the same vein, oh, it's not in here because I had just enough left to put it aside to use as my brow setting powder. Ulta and Target both don't sell the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation anymore. So now I have to buy it directly from e.l.f., which, I mean, if I have to buy that cleanser directly from e.l.f., that's fine. Or I can just find a new one that's BDS safe, but I like the price of that one, and I think it's really good. I talk about these in literally every single video. It is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. By far the best cleansing balm I have ever used. e.l.f. finally came out with a bigger size, so hopefully I won't have so many of these in my empties going forward, but I clearly love it. Clearly. If having 4 of a product in one empties video isn't enough of an endorsement of a product, then I don't know what is. I'm in a mode, so I guess let me just wrap up skincare stuff that, at least skincare that I can see. I finished up an e.l.f. Holy Hydration Eye Cream. I actually do really like this. I think that it like hydrated my under eyes really nicely. My only gripe is that I don't love that it's in a pot because I don't love digging my fingers into it, which makes no sense because most of my other moisturizers are in pots. I don't know. Anyways, I do actually really like it. I currently have opened but like barely used the actual just like e.l.f. Holy Hydration moisturizer. I could see myself just using that in place of this. Like I don't think it's necessary to have this when I have that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, in my search to replace the e.l.f. eye cream, and I was trying to find something that wasn't in a pot because apparently at that time it just dawned on me that everything else is in a pot, so why should it matter? I tried the Cetaphil Healthy Renew Eye Gel Serum. I bought this a long time ago. It just took me forever to finish up that e.l.f. eye cream. So I understand that this is not BDS safe. I wouldn't repurchase it on a couple caveats. A, it's not BDS safe, so I wouldn't repurchase it on that. This was so fucking expensive for how quickly I finished this. I enjoyed the fact that it had a little pump. I found that to be delightful. It was a nice product. I enjoyed the way that it made my under eyes feel. With that being said, this is like $25 and I finished it so quickly. Like I said, I had bought this a while ago because I was like, oh, I'm getting low on my e.l.f. And then the e.l.f. just kept going and going and going. And I blew through this in probably like a month or 2, like very quickly. It has 0.5 ounces in it and it just like, I blew through it so quickly. That being said, obviously, let me grab this again. It's a lot easier with a pot to quite literally scrape the thing clean with your finger, right? You can get into the whole thing. You can't really do that in a bottle with a pump. Oh, they're both the same amount, but for some reason this went by so much quicker than this did. Maybe a pump just pumps out more than I was grabbing with my finger to like dot the other one underneath my eyes. That being said, I currently have a different eye cream that is the Good Molecules Yerba eye cream. Very texturally similar to the Cetaphil one, very similar. Different ingredients. I actually think I like the ingredient base for the Good Molecules one better than the Cetaphil one. I like that Good Molecules will just tell you exactly what is in it and the percentages and everything like that. I like the actives and the ingredients and the hydrating products that are in the Good Molecules one more than the Cetaphil, but based on just like texture and everything like that, they're both the same kind of gel-like product. And so in that regard, they are very similar. Speaking of Good Molecules, I did finish up a niacinamide brightening toner. So I stopped using vitamin C and I started using this instead. Honestly, mostly because I could not find a vitamin C that I liked. Everyone either pilled on my skin or just like got really weird. I could not find a vitamin C that I enjoyed the application of, so I switched over to niacinamide. Don't really know why, or ask me, I don't know. I just did. I do really like this product. I am currently in the process of completely changing how I do my skincare. I am kind of weeding stuff out. I feel like I was doing too much, and that was a big reason why my skin was kind of reacting the way that it was, and I was starting to get like a lot of breakouts, but also just like spots on my face that I didn't really have very much of a skin barrier no matter how much I was moisturizing. I think I was over exfoliating my skin and putting too many actives on my skin. So kind of what I'm doing right now is I had it set up where it was like BHA one morning, the niacinamide the next morning, and I would just alternate between the two of those, and then at night I was either doing retinol or AHA, and I just kind of alternated between those, and then I would have one day a week where I didn't do anything, and then obviously moisturizer and all that good stuff. And now what I'm doing is I am just using BHA in the morning, and then obviously again moisturizer and all that stuff, but I'm just using BHA every 2 days, and I'm going to use that product until I finish it up, and then give myself a couple weeks of not doing anything except for moisturizer and kind of see how my skin's reacting to just BHA, and then I'm gonna kind of cycle through the rest of my actives, see which product my skin agrees with the best, and then go from there. For all I know, I could end up with nothing. I could end up with none of them. I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing a little science experiment that's going to take me probably like a year to do. All right, and then the last skincare item that once I'm done talking about this, I'm going to get up and immediately go throw it away because it's leaking, is the Bioma Milky Oil Cleanser. Okay, now here's one thing about me. As much as I talk about how much I love the e.l.f. Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm, love it so much, I still prefer a cleansing oil. I would rather e.l.f. have launched a cleansing oil. Just saying. My favorite to this day that doesn't exist anymore is the Fourth Ray Beauty, which is a ColourPop subsidiary, cleansing oil. Hands down my favorite cleansing oil. I'm so sad that they discontinued it. So every once in a while, I'm like, let me try something new. Let me try a cleansing oil. Let me see if one strikes my fancy, you know? So I picked this up. First of all, what did I learn from this cleansing oil? I learned to check the ingredients list on every single skincare item that I purchase because I cannot fucking stand the smell of rosemary. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't care if rosemary could be like God's gift to skincare. It could be the revolutionary ingredient to skincare. I fucking can't stand the way that it smells. So this was torture to force myself to use. The amount of product that I would have to use to get it to work, awful. Like, I would have to pump out so much product. And I feel like typically the best way to use like a cleansing balm and a cleansing oil is dry hands, dry face. And, you know, you rub it into your hands and then you rub it on your face, right? I am the type of person that I like to obviously do that with a clean pair of hands. And I also prefer to wash my face in the shower because then I don't have to worry about where the water goes, and it's just easier to wash it off because I'm just in the shower. So I typically will wash my body before I wash my face because then my hands are clean. Why double wash my hands, you know? So I tried, you know, reaching out to my shower and like drying off my hands. I tried it with wet hands. I tried it with a wet face. I tried this in so many ways and it never broke down my makeup good enough. Like, I would have to use this and then wash my face with cleanser and then get out and basically use my micellar water over my entire face rather than, you know, just getting a little bit of mascara that got missed or just like, you know, a little bit in like a crevice or like my hairline or something like that. I would have to do it over my entire face. And it's weird. It would like dry up, like I'd be like rubbing it in and I'd have to like put my hand under a little bit of water to like reactivate it because it would start like drying up. It's just not good. Do not recommend at all. I'm gonna go throw this away. Okay, and then the last little bit of non-makeup product is I finished off a teeny tiny and a full size of the Grande Brow. I use this all the time I have trichotillomania, so I pick at my hair and my eyelashes. I don't care really about my eyelashes. Like, I wear falsies and it is what it is. But you know, I do like to be able to not wear makeup, and it's pretty obvious for my eyebrows. This has been my saving grace. It makes my brows fuller, makes them grow in faster. It's just a great product. I talk about these in probably every single, what's the word that I'm looking for, Empties video. I literally finished this one up this morning. So, okay, everything else is makeup. Let's get these big ass sprays out of the way. I finished up a big and a normal size of the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I use this after I have put on all of my powders, but before I go like put on my brows and finish, like, you know, my lashes and all that stuff. Once I have all of my powders on my face, I will spray this on my face. Just kind of melts everything together, makes my skin look like skin. Again, another thing that I talk about in literally every single video. I'm quite sad because look, I can hold this one by the spray nozzle, right? The one that I currently have out is not at all attached, and I've tried to shove it down and all it does is spray. So I have to be super careful with it, and there's no way for me to fix it. And fortunately with that type of bottle, it's not like I can decant it and put it into a different bottle. I just kind of have to deal with it, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my current struggle. First world fucking problems. I also finished up a Morphe Continuous Prep and Set Mist. I use this kind of in two different ways. I kind of alternate between this one and a different one. I will use this before I've put on my primer and my base and all of that to just kind of add a little bit of hydration to my skin. I will also use this after I've put on my base and all of my cream products and I'm getting ready to put on powder. I will use this again to add just a little bit of hydration into the skin and just make everything just super, just, you know? That was a very descriptive word that I just used. And last but not least, I also finished up a Makeup Revolution Super Fix Super Hold Misting Spray. It's just my setting spray. It locks everything in. It does a really good job at locking everything in. It's another thing that I talk about in every video. So I'm just gonna try to keep grabbing like super similar products. If you're new to my channel, or just haven't been around for a super long time, one thing that I do is I use powder foundation to set my entire face. And once I get the powder foundation down to a point where a velour puff or a foundation brush or whatever I'm using to apply it isn't like, it's bigger, you know, you just have that little ring of product around the edge, I will actually set that powder foundation to the side, and I will, very similar to this one right here, I will use it to set down my eyeshadow primer and use it, I call it my little magic eraser, because I'll go back in once I've applied my eyeshadow and I'll use it to kind of soften the top edge so that everything blends super seamlessly. I have here a Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Powder Foundation. I love this for my under eyes. Pretty sure it's discontinued. The Sephora Matte Powder Foundation. Picked this up on a whim during, I think, my holiday haul. Actually fucking hated it. Didn't like it whatsoever. The L'Oreal Age Perfect Powder Foundation. Not BDS safe, first of all. A little bit thick, a little bit heavy. Also was just like not the greatest shade match. I also definitely completely finished up a Flower Beauty Light Illusion Powder Foundation. I go back and forth with this powder foundation because it's just, well, this was porcelain, so this one was way too fucking light for me. But I go back and forth with this powder foundation because like I can never find my perfect shade match. I really like the formula. It just spilled powder all over me. I really like the formula, but just something about the shades that they offer is just not, it doesn't really suit my skin. And last but not least, I also finished up an e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder. By the way, the Flower Beauty one I like on the rest of my face, not my under eyes. The e.l.f. Prime and Stay, I like it right here. I will set down my kind of pore zone and over my cream blush before I apply powder blush. Okay, I finished up an e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I love this so much. I'll use it all over my face. I love to use it underneath my eyes as a little bit of like a primer base situation. 10 out of 10, best product. Of all of the different types, different brands, different offerings of this type of product, this one is my favorite. That one and Auric Glow Lust, but Auric Glow Lust is so expensive. I finished up a Milani Supercharged Dewy Primer. I actually do really, really like this. I could totally see myself repurchasing this again in the future. It's just a hydrating, dewy primer. It's not like revolutionary or groundbreaking. It's not gonna grip anything on really well or anything like that, but it just feels nice on the skin and it adds a good layer of hydration and it smells like citrus, so it's very nice and refreshing in the morning. I also finished up a Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation. This is hands down one of my absolute favorite foundations, like above all else. I have tried a lot of foundations and this one is by far one of my favorites. I already have one in my backup drawer that I'm going to pull out once I finish up like at least another foundation. I don't know what's going on out there. Okay, I finished up 2 concealers that I will not be repurchasing despite the fact that I love them both. I finished up a Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape foundation or concealer. I'm just gonna use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer instead, not BDS safe. I also finished up a NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. Another really, really beautiful concealer, however, unfortunately, not BDS safe. This is the one brand that breaks my heart that they're not BDS safe. All right, listen, I'm calling this. I've had this for like 2 years. It still smells fine, but I'm calling it. I decided after my monthly makeup basket that I was like, there's no point in keeping this. This is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in Light. First things first, if you are any more fair than I am, do not pick this up. It is so pigmented and it's actually pretty dark. It was like, it's borderline a little bit too much on my skin. I learned how to use it with it being so pigmented and a little bit too deep. I learned how to make it work, but it was always a little bit finicky. It's a very, 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 very creamy bronzer. A little bit goes the longest way. It is, however, a very nice bronzer. Like, it is a gorgeous bronzer. If you have a like medium or deeper complexion, you would love this. But if you are fair-skinned, I would avoid. And that's also why I had that bronzer for 2 years, is because I had to use the smallest amount to make it work. Okay, so it's been at least 6 months. I finished up 2 of the Essence Lash Princesses, my favorite. Do I really need to talk about that much? I feel like everyone knows about Essence Lash Princess. Okay, this is making me question my sanity though. I have 2 of the NYX Epic Ink liners, and I also have 1 Physicians Formula waterproof liner, whatever the fuck this is called. Eye booster, that's the name of it. I do know that I got rid of one of these early because I was having an issue where like it wasn't, I could tell that it wasn't empty because like you can shake them and you can hear that there's still product, but like they just weren't working. So I don't know if maybe I had it in my backup drawer for too long and I kept just accidentally grabbing a newer one versus one that maybe just kind of kept getting other ones put on top of it and it just kind of dried out on me or what, but I was having the hardest time. I actually pulled out my very last NYX Epic Ink liner out of my backup drawer and I was just like, this is the last one I'm ever gonna buy because they're not BDS safe. And I was kind of heartbroken about it because I do think that the NYX one is slightly better than the Physicians Formula, but Physicians Formula is BDS safe and NYX isn't. And I pulled out the last one and it was doing the same thing where it's just like, it's not really working super well. I'm like, it's going on kind of gray and patchy and I have to like put the cap on and shake it a bunch and like it's just not working. So I ended up pulling out my Physicians Formula one as well because I could get like one eye done with NYX and then I would just have, it just had nothing left in the tank. So I even pulled out one of my black About Face matte fluid eye paints to use that with like a little liner brush, and that's how I was doing my liner for a while because I was like, why is this NYX one not working? So who knows, maybe that is like some higher power just made my last 2 NYX Epic Inks shitty because the higher power knew that it would break my heart. Otherwise, who knows? Speaking of About Face, I finished off an About Face Line Artist liner, another thing that I talk about in like literally every single video, so I don't need to go into it too much, but hands down my absolute favorite liner. I also I had this in my backups. I pulled it out because I was like, let me just use this up really quick and get it out of the way. I used it like all of 3 times and I fucking hated it. I know that I said that I don't have a lot of lashes. I'll go through phases where like I'm really good with not picking and then I'll have a lot of lashes, and like I tried to use this at a good time and it just did nothing. It did nothing. It just kind of made them black and that was it. There was no lengthening, there was no thickening, there was nothing. Nothing. The last little bit. I finished up an Essence What the Fake Plumping Lip Gloss. This is the spicy one. I alternate back and forth between them because by the time I'm getting close to done with the tube, my lips are kind of used to it, but I use it every single day while I'm like doing my eyeliner and putting on my brows and stuff like that. Great product. I also finished up an AOA Studios Strip Lash Adhesive Brush On. This is just like Duo, but a fraction of the price and great. Another thing that I talk about literally all the time. I also finished up a NYX Thick It, Stick It Brow Gel. This is gonna break my heart when I finish the other one because again, NYX is not BDS safe. Yeah. And then I finished up 3 lip liners. Last but not least, I have the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in Bear to Comment. I have the Milani Understatement Lip Liner in Cafe French. And I also technically didn't finish this, but when I opened it the first time, the whole eyeliner or whole lip liner part just shot straight out. Tried to use it, and then at one point it fell out and it fell on the ground, and I was like, I'm not putting that on my lips. But that is the Essence 18-Hour Matte Lip Liner in soft beige. Yeah, great. Well, that one's not great. These 2 are great. That's gonna wrap up today's video because I have like 45 minutes before I have therapy and I have a lot of shit to do today. So I'm gonna go. I'm also very hot. I need to turn on the air. So comment down below and give me a little mini review for any products that you have finished up recently. I would love to hear all about it. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!